Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy, Kupz the Universe, man, and we are back. Yo, was today not a shocking day? Well, for me, it was shocking when I first seen, that video with the bad wolf, what he said, and I just put two and two together. You know what I'm saying? But let me continue because we just showed you about the straw man's or all capital things dealing with Satan, right? And what they consider the persons that's under that, which was civil, military, see what I'm saying? Even royalty. See what I'm saying? With those titles. So all those people were under that. So they just had this King Charles thing. That was some Satan shit, right? I'm just going to keep it 100, all the way 100,000, keep it 1,000. So, we all look at Democrats and Republicans like they're in a war, right? Now, thanks to Dan Calloway, he put me on to, the fact that the Democrats and the Republicans was one party at once called the Democratic Republican Party. I know that the Republicans was for the people at first, and then it transitioned to what you see as the politicians. I know exactly how that happened. And I think maybe Dan Calloway put that out there too, right? Let's just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Because I definitely have sources of people that do legitimate research with their sources, so then everything is a credit too. You know what I'm saying? On top of my own intuition and things. Boom. So, they should think alike, right? Because Republicans like guns. Democrats don't, though, right? Democrats don't like guns, right? They like peace, right? I'm about to prove to y'all that Democrats are a bunch of hypocrites. And this is not just Democrats. I'm pretty sure Republicans are also. And I might just speak on them too. But I'm going to show you right now how Democrats are hypocrites. At this point, I'm just dealing with them right now, all right? Watch this.
Of those killed. And tonight reminds me of the far too many lives, children, adults, whose lives were taken by guns in the hands of a killer who should not have had that gun.
For hunters and sportsmen and marksmen and so on, but we're also seeing it has largely become the gun of choice for people involved in these mass killings. And the organizations that represent police across the country say, let's start with assault weapons. Now, you remember we had an assault weapon ban that lasted 10 years from 1994 to 2004, and it lapsed, and Congress decided not to renew it. And since then, the sales of assault weapons have skyrocketed.
All right. Dire situation here when it comes to mass shootings. John Miller, live for us. Thank you so much.
Okay, so y'all seen that clip. You got the video edit, them covering the mass shooting. Rest in peace to anybody that passed away at that, right? Because I'm not heartless. You got the news reporter, female, black woman. Oh man, it's so terrible. You got the other melanated woman. Mind you, both of these people are U.S. citizens, right? But you got the other one. Oh my God, they should have never got caught. They should have never bought guns, you know what I'm saying? Or they should have never been able to get the weapons, right? Basically, these people should never have them, right? Okay. So, according to this information, the Democrats would look like, very peaceful people, right? I mean, that's what I would take from it. They don't want y'all to have guns, and everything at peace, right? So, now, here's a conversation about a group of people that work with a international strategy studies group. It's a bunch of corporations that's supposed to be tasked with the think tank to deal with these problems, right? So let's listen to what she has to say.
We shouldn't have the stance or be doing what we're doing in Ukraine. That's not the issue. The issue is, if we are going to blow through every budget and do everything that we are doing in Ukraine, because a big country invaded a small country, or because of the egregious violations of human rights that we rightly talk about all the time, are we also focusing on those in other parts of the world? And the perception is that we're not. And I think the votes, I just had one other thing on this. I don't think the votes in the UN Security Council were about whether countries were for democracy or for invasion. I think what some of those countries said to me, and there's an exception, I think Eritrea absolutely voted with Russia with great enthusiasm, is that we're too poor to pick sides. And that if you are a low-income country and there's going to be great power contestation, you actually might need some commodities from Russia. Doesn't export much, but it exports a lot of commodities.
And weapons.
And weapons. Well, we sell weapons too. And people want to stay on our good side to buy weapons. And China finances pretty much everything. So I think there's a widening perhaps of the aperture that we need to do to think about what does democracy look like from our point of view if you are sitting in Sudan right now. What are you thinking about the world, what the world thinks about democracy? Now, last thing I'll say, we can't do everything everywhere. I get that. But there is I think the world is perceiving a really significant gap. And I think we just got to think about that. I think there's much more we could do to balance that.
So, now, you see what she said, right? She's a Caucasian, though, right? They all Caucasians, right? They all U.S. You see the U.S. thing going on. She's talking about helping small countries, and the guy says, after she says they need to buy commodities, she says, yo, Russia sells guns. He says Russia sells guns. She says, yeah, so do we. And if anybody want to buy those said guns, they got to be on our good side. And then right after that, she said, oh, we got to look at how democracy is being viewed. Now, does that sound like peaceful to me or to you? Does that sound like hypocritical to you? Because that's what it sounds like to me. See what I'm saying? How can you be showing us what you think is the sheep one thing, and then this is what you're really talking about, right? So let's just continue to see what other stupidity they got.
Opportunities. I think energy is very important, but I think water is another one that the United States really could be strong on, because it hits the climate, it hits health, it's a technology. So I dream that we could connect every school in the world to the internet.
So now this lady right here, she's weird, right? Because one thing you could tell, like, they're starting to get the message about the nuclear wastewater, right? They starting to get the message about, me calling it technology. I'm like, yo, we're way light years ahead of y'all. Technology, this is, other people on YouTube talk about water technology also. But that segue she made no sense. How do you go from talking about the water and then talking about the, the health and the climate of it, and then jump right into, yeah, and that's why I think we should get all the young kids connected to the internet. I don't even see where that came into play. Unless she's talking about showing them people videos that's talking about the water that's from, like, the YouTube side of things, not necessarily the, But, so that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me. So let's continue.
USAID is not going to be the lead in this, to Gail's point. It's just, it cannot be. But can it help? Yes, but I would send this to, like, the IFC or some other entities that could help worldwide. What does an agreement look like that's fair to the country as well as it's fair to the corporations that are doing the work? It's going to be an area where electrons and molecules are going to connect with each other. So there's going to be artificial creations of one thing or another. We can help on the human rights.
And on cobalt and mining.
Yeah, the cobalt and mining and for children is clearly an issue, and you don't want that.
Wow.
And you don't want in the recycling world. I mean, there are a lot of batteries out there in the world that need to be recycled. So there's a whole knock-on of activities that we in USAID could be helping with, but they have to be public-private. The companies will have far more capacity than any local government or community. So build out that public-private thinking, and we can attack mining.
Put here on the audience, or just any kind of parting thoughts you want to leave. So let me start with you, Mark.
Well, one thing that Peter touched upon a few times, and it may not grab the headlines of digitization or critical minerals, is capacity building, right? And it's the bread and butter of USAID, and we don't talk about it enough. If we're going to truly be good partners around the world, it is providing the technical expertise and the training and the linkages and opportunities to help countries lead themselves. At the end of the day, that's what countries want. And so, we can help to steer a little bit, but it really is helping countries to steer and row that I think is the hallmark of success.
So look, you see these two brothers talking, and it's all about capacity and building. Mind you, they talking about data sets. They talking about digital lockdowns, right? These sound like Illuminatis. These sound like the people that's trying to take over America. Like, I'm just going to keep it real. And, these people don't really have much to say. So let's continue.
We're a supporting actor in somebody else's movie, right? We're ultimately, it's someone else's film. We're supporting.
Let's put it this way. The first thing that we should do when we go overseas is stop and listen. And we're really good at going in with our talking points. And again, this goes back many, many years, but we go in and we say, okay, these are the things we want you to do. We don't begin by saying, how are things going? What can we do to help? To me, that's the hallmark of all of this, and it's something that USAID is good at, and we need to keep pushing out.
Good. Gail?
So you hear how they talking about it now, right? It's like they're the actors. They're the side actors in somebody else's movie. Yeah, you are. You really are. Y'all thought that they thought they was gonna be the lead star role in this movie we call the world stage. Not at all, buddy. Not at all. So let's continue.
So we've got to capture what it is. It's this building capacity. It is ensuring, based on our values, that people everywhere can live in dignity. It's investing in the future we want to live in. We've got to find ways to talk about this that capture the imagination, I think, of the public and of decision makers. We've also got to do it very, very quickly. I've been in DC for a long time, a lot of events at think tanks. I don't know that I've been at an event in a long time where we are losing was said on a panel the way it's been said on this one. And I think it's not a criticism, it's an observation. We were talking earlier, 24 countries have requested to join the BRICS. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa.
The BRICS Bank.
No, the BRICS.
Just the BRICS, the club.
Yes.
Wow.
And I think we're going to see the emergence of a new non-aligned movement. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but this is a non-aligned movement that includes Russia and China.
A non-aligned, aligned movement.
Exactly. So they're only non-aligned to the West.
Right.
And some of that is ideology and politics and all of that. But there's also some reasons that this is happening. So I think as we make the case for development and soft power called something else, we've also got to keep our eyes wide open at some trends that are unfolding in the world where I think our influence, our relevance, our ability to shape the world is going to be defined in the next few years.
Henrietta?
So, as you can see, basically, they don't make sense. They don't make any sense whatsoever. And basically, what I'm trying to show y'all is the hypocrisy amongst these people.
The development is a long-term activity, but we sometimes don't deal with it that way. So we have to rethink how to be really long-term in terms of our impact. And it's to Mark's point about how you listen locally. It's to Gail's point about are we winning or losing. It's to Raj's point about technologies. We have to find a way that staying power accumulates into something important. I think that the fastest way to get there is to choose something that we believe in, like connect every school in the world to the internet.
Right? Now you have them talking about they need to capture, and they calling something a soft power, but they don't know what it is. That's me. That's the sovereign. And also, what else they talking about is how these people would want to join these clubs. Son, what's a brick bank and what's the BRICS Club? Did anybody hear about that until this person speak on it? She spoke about that in a way that's like, yo, that's unheard of that they're trying to join this. And the other lady talking about we're going to join like electrons and molecules. That don't even make any sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. Electrons are coupled with the atom itself. The proton, the electron, and the neutron. You see what I'm saying? The positive, the negative, and the neutral. You see what I'm saying? So they combine to make up molecules. So they're just trying to make analogies and sound smart, and they don't know what they're talking about. And then she said USA, like inside of one of the titles of a corporation name. But distinctively, their whole thing is US. So just look at the mind tricks, the mind games being played with these people. It's all about how to control. They want to learn how to develop. They're trying to figure out how to make something last long term now. So when they set up a program in a system, because this is obviously not it. It lasted a long time, but it didn't last as long as they wanted it. Because right before they got to implement whatever, finale, they got the surprise guest and they got the whole surprise plot twist. You see what I'm saying? And it didn't go in their favor. So I just want to show y'all, like, this was on C-SPAN. This was public. If you paid attention, you would have seen it. And basically, I don't know what else to tell you guys. These parties are hypocrites. Republicans are hypocrites because they talk about freedom and this and that. But then honestly, sometimes it really don't sound like it's freedom for your skin complexion. But they actually be talking about freedom, but then it's like really hard on jails and criminals. But then the criminals, like I always said, end up looking like me and you. So basically, it's still like a slavery thing going on. They always talking about, jobs and people not working and being lazy. But then if you watch my last video, which I really believe now is the only way that they ever got us into slavery, was because we owned the land, and then they tricked us into working on our own land for them. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I think that's the only slavery that existed at this point right now. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. All that other stuff was just fear tactics. Make you fear them. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think them Republicans is fraudulent also too. You know what I'm saying? In some aspects. You know what I'm saying? But the Democrats at this very moment is like the super duper hypocrites, man. They're talking about all these false flags, these false flag crimes, and all these guns in the hands of people. But then they just said blatantly, the lady with the white hair just said blatantly, yo, yeah, we sell guns too. Russia sells guns, but we sell guns too. And we don't want these countries to sell guns, but I'll get their guns from Russia or China, basically. They might as well get it from us. And they got to be nice to us so they could get these guns. Mind you, America gave Ukraine mad guns to fight this war. All right? So I just want y'all to see, man, the people that y'all think is so peaceful and loving and, oh, man, we don't want no guns. Look at how sad everybody is because people died. And at the same sense, they just, I'm selling these niggas guns to clap shit too. That's America. Well, I can't say that's America. That's your U.S. corporations. That's what they're about. See what I'm saying? Destroy it at any cost, win it at any cost. Okay? So I just wanted to expose that. Look, don't shoot the messenger, all right? It was just to show it. I'll be watching it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be catching it and I'll put it together and it's like, yo, y'all need to really deal with y'all business better then. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all blatantly saying things that's like really incriminating your own character. Alright? So yo, it's your boy, Kupz the Universe, aka Pole Lounge, aka P. Mossberg. Come join the team Phenomenals, man. Come join the Phenomenals, man. We Phenomenal gang, team Phenomenals. You know what I'm saying? Come join us, be a part of the change. Let's make a difference. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Hit the comment, you know what I mean? If you can, if you like to. If not, don't. You know, hit the like button if you can, if you like to. If not, you know, don't. And you know what I'm saying? Subscribe. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, I'm out, man. So I hope everybody have a great one, man. Make waves, all right? Peace.